Right there, please. Hey everybody, if you could tell me really quick, as soon as you notice, can you tell if the sound is working? I had a last minute flaky mic and it doesn't seem like this one is working. So I'm going to kind of wait till y'all pop into the comments and let me know if you can hear with these or if we're going to need to attempt something else, because I have my trusty Crafty Doug here ready to help me. Okay, so let me know if you can hear me. I just need a thumbs up or a yes or a no. Okay, I see sound is good. You can hear me fine. Okay, sounds great. If that changes during the stream, please put it in very large letters up on the top. For some reason, my microphone is not connecting, and so I'm going to have to use my AirPods, okay? So I just wanted to double check that on all of those fronts. It looks like everybody is popping in, and I'm so glad that you are here with me today. We have some really fun stuff. We are going to be looking at a smaller company called Scrap Diva Design, and this is my first time working with her products, but we are going to create some amazing tags and just do a lot of fun stuff. We're going to have some giveaways. So there will be a live and a replay giveaway. We will be doing $25 to her store. Erica is going to be in the chat today, and she's going to be dropping in links. Hopefully that will work, because our trusty Rachel has some family members who are very ill in her family. If you pray, maybe send her some love, please. But she couldn't join us this afternoon. So we are going to do it without her, and Erica is going to help us out. So I really appreciate that so much. Right now, I wanted to show you some of the products. We've got some giveaway winners to announce from the previous live stream. So let me put this over here just so you can kind of get an idea. And sometimes people don't understand with my Southern accent what I'm saying, but this is the company that we're going to be using today. It's called Scrap Diva Designs. Hi, Michelle. So glad y'all can pop in with me today. We are going to be using some dies. We're going to create tags that are amazing. We're going to talk about different ways to use your supplies and what I've done with these tags here. So I am so excited to get working on this, and I'm going to show you some of the wrapping and packaging with these tags to get you super excited, and then we will dive right in. So basically, I have lots. Scrap Diva does a lot of like 3D options. She does some scrapbooking things. She's got lots of things that you can put like a book together, but I'm going to use her dies the way that my style is, which is going to be more tags and cards. So let me get you some of those projects and just show you how beautiful they turned out, and then we'll get started on making some of these wonderful tags. So let me stamp this here. Let's see who I see in the chat here. Okay, I see Lori. Great. I am looking for in the chat, last time in our live stream, we gave away a card to Riva, and I have not heard from Riva by phone yet, or by email yet. So if you see her in the chat, would you remind her she won the live stream last time? So just wanted to make sure. And okay, here we go. So we've got live stream giveaways from last time, so we're going to do that really quick. I'm also going to grab you those packages. Let's look at the packages first, okay? Hi, Kathy. Oh, Kathy, you better stay here. Just a little hint. Stay here because I'm announcing some winners. All right. So you may have seen this one on social media. You've seen these, hopefully you've seen these cute little Santas. I've got a card I made with these products. Another fun shaker tag. We're going to make this one. We're going to make this little guy, and we're going to make this today. And I'm going to show you, this is kind of like a segmented shaker card. Do you see how it's got little elements in the whole thing? That's a little bit difficult to do, so I wanted to take you through that process. And I just love how I was playing when I got this release. I was like, I really need some wrapping paper and some adorable wrapping options. And so I did create a list on Amazon where I got the bows and that kind of thing, so that you've got that. This Christmas Santa comes with a little smaller Christmas Santa too. So we're gonna make this guy. We're going to make this peppermint one, and we're going to make this shaker tag. I really love this wavy oval. It's a very nice, easy, quick way to use your shaker cards, and it just works so well. So I wanted to show you, if you were into wrapping, I went and got some just white wrapping paper, and I got some different bows that go with this. I just really had a lot of fun wrapping these. Look at how cute these Santas look. Like, I just cannot wait to use that. Look at how that's going to look on a present. It's so adorable, and it's really pretty easy to make. Thanks, Deborah. I'm so glad you made it too. And Michelle, so great. I know, Santas with glasses. It's like, okay, that's just too adorable. So I had to make those for sure. Okay, so we are going to get rid of these presents, and I'm gonna go ahead and announce our winners. Actually, I'll leave them right here so that I can kind of, you can see them as a background. We aren't going to make the card today because today's all about tags. And if you are trying to get some little projects done before Christmas, tags are an easy way to get your presents looking nice, and people can keep them and hang them on their tree. It's really cool. So here's what we're going to do. We have got replay winners from last time. If you remember at the last live stream that I gave away cards, I wanted to send Christmas cards to all of you. And I picked some random winners from the replay comments, and I wanted to announce those. And I saw Kathy was here. Kathy is my first winner. That's Kathy Fuller Designs, and this is what she won. She's getting this Christmas card in the mail. It's a nice shiny metallic with some beautiful pink. Okay. And if y'all want me to keep doing this kind of thing where I give away cards, y'all just let me know. If we need to do it today, we can. I did not get any out, but I just wanted to do, just have a little something special. This one is May 5 Mauser, if she's here today. And all of you winners, I'm going to need your address. This has a little shaker card in here with some beautiful snowflakes. So that is May 5 Hauser. Yay, Patty. I'm so glad she's here. Patty's so sweet. And yes, Joyce, thank you. So Kathy, yes, you won one of the cards. So exciting. So make sure you email me. I'm Nikki at NikkiHeartsCards.com. Okay, so you can always email me. So that blue one was for May 5 Hauser. We've got Kathy. She's in the chat, so she knows she won the first one. And then this one is Michelle Hogan. This is a card that I made that's kind of a monochromatic card, and I'm going to send this to her for Christmas. So it just says Happy Holidays. It's just kind of a monochromatic. This set is from Altenew, and that is what Michelle Hogan won from the last live stream. So very exciting. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Make sure that if you're here, you hit the thumbs up, and just so I can see you and so people will find this replay. Scrap Diva Designs has been nice enough to give us a $25 gift card to give away. I will wait a little bit to do that. I'll let you know when we're going to do it. But we're going to put this guy together, and I want to show you. This is actually some glitter paper. Do you see that? And I know everybody has a thing with glitter paper, but I'm going to show you that this does not rub off. It's a really great glitter paper from Altenew, and we're going to be using that for Santa's beard. You could do so much with this. You could use paste. You could do all kinds of things to really pump up this card if you wanted to, but we're going to keep it pretty simple so that we can make lots of cards. I'm going to be using this cute Santa set. I have a couple of its pieces over here. So I'm going to be using this set today, and it comes with these two size Santas. So we're going to use the larger size, and we are going to use, we're not going to do much of the little holly. You can add holly in there if you want to, but I'm going to stick with just the top. We'll do his face. We're going to do super fast ink blending, his adorable heart glasses. Oh my goodness. And his beard. Okay, so we'll get that ready. These two pieces right here also go with this set, and these are going to be in white glitter. So I do want to tell you a couple of ways to use white glitter paper and ways that you can make sure it cuts, because it is very thick. So I'm going to use this glitter paper. This is from Altenew. Let me grab some extra so we can get our glitter pieces cut out. And let's cut our glitter pieces first so that we have those done. And I'm going to use the Anna Griffin. So we're going to use scraps. I always use scraps. I'm going to get these little guys out of the way. I'll put them up in the corner right here, okay? And we'll do his beard, his mustache. when you're cutting, so I'm going to use the Anna Griffith Mini, which I feel like has a little less pressure than the other one. And we'll see how it does. If I need to move to my other die cutting machine, I will. And I'm going to do parts of the hat here as well, because that's pretty easy to do. And his little bobble on the end of his hat. I just love how simple these are, and they really give adorable little Santa. And the glasses, aren't the glasses just precious? Oh, hey, Patricia, thank you so much for coming to the live stream. We are making tags today. It's going to be so fun. If you haven't done it yet, everybody, hit the little thumbs up and we will get started. When I am die cutting glitter paper, I want to use extra pressure. So I tend to grab some scrap pieces of paper and put them in here. Okay, so I'm going to use like 2 scrap backgrounds, and we're going to put those over this just to create pressure. If you want to make sure everything stays where you have it and run it through this way, you can. It just sometimes gets caught in the machine. So I tend to stack it on the inside. Let's see how it does. So this is what I am using for die cutting today. This is the Anna Griffith Mini, and we'll see how we do it. I do think that it has a smidge less pressure than its counterpart, which is massive and huge and takes up a lot of space, but it really does have a little bit more pressure. Oh, I see. What are y'all talking about, the nails? Patty, I've got little reindeer on my nails, if you can see those. Okay, let's see how this did, if we need to move to the bigger impress or not. Okay. Oh yeah, that cut out perfectly. So just adding a couple of extra sheets. Okay. And the reason I didn't know if that was going to happen is because I used the larger machine when I was making these originally. I was cutting so many different pieces. So we got a couple pieces. Let's get the rest of him cut out, and we will put this little guy together, and I'll show you all the little details that I did that made him look extra special. I did use some markers, and I created just a little bit of detail that I'm not sure you will notice if I don't point it out. So let me put these pieces back. All righty. So now I'm gonna use the red from this. We'll see how many we need, but I'm gonna use a red. What color we're using is called Pure Poppy, and this is from Paper Tray Ink. Thanks. So Scrap Diva or Erica, if you don't mind going on and putting the supply list in the chat, that helps people out a little bit. So I want to know what y'all are working on right now. What y'all are working on, and if there's something that are you working on ornaments? Are you working on other things? I'd love to hear about it. So while we cut these things out, just give me a little update. Okay, I'm gonna cut this guy out. Since I'm using the mini machine, I've got to make sure it all fits in this area right here. So sometimes that means, you know. And then we'll do a smidge of ink blending, not very much. We're gonna really be as careful as we can. And let me see if I can catch up on this. Thank you. It looks like she got the supply list in. That's great. So everybody's working on Christmas cards. Yep, I've been working on Christmas cards and gift tags. I really like the idea of gift tags for my presents. So I've been doing both. I think I'm going to do some more tags on the next live stream, and probably some cards as well. But my next things that are coming out, look at what this does. It cuts out hearts. So I actually kept these, since the glasses cut out hearts. I actually kept these aside because I think they're going to be perfect on like Valentine's cards. So I kept them in my little stash of extra things because it's so cute. Oh, nice, Kathy. That sounds fun. Baby shower. Oh, somebody's got a baby shower. Okay. And sympathy cards. Yes, I always need more sympathy cards. That's unfortunate, but I do. Maybe I need to. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit, people aren't super excited about doing a whole entire stream or video on sympathy cards, but if y'all are interested in that, let me know. I'm gonna run. So I saw somebody bought a lot of stuff from Altenew today. I hope you got some good stuff. Yes, so here we go. Hi, Michelle, so glad to have you. So we are with Scrap Diva Designs today, and we are working on Christmas tags. So it's going to be very fun. They are very easy to put together, and really, we don't have to do a whole lot of parts. I am going to cut the eyes out really quick, which I need to grab, sorry. So I think that these are actually holly, but I used them as the eyes of this little guy and wanted to color him some blue eyes. So just FYI, I may not have used these exactly as intended, but I really like making the cute little blue eyes in those glasses. Okay, yeah, Arlene says definitely a sympathy card one. Good, thank you. Trying to see. All right, so let's get these little eyes, and then I'm going to show you how I colored them. Just going to set this right here, send it through, and catch up on that chat. So, has anybody else had any fun like tags they've done? Do y'all do shaker tags? Do you do much of that? Okay, so now we've got these couple of pieces that I'm going to use on this card. Probably not the way they were intended, but I just thought it was super cute, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the round circles, which I think are berries, but I'm going to use those for eyes, assuming I can find both of them. Actually, I got to cut one out of the same. This little guy. Yeah. All right, everyone. Sorry if we need to do one more cut of this. So this comes with little holly and berries, which we could stick in his little hat, but I'm not worried about it. If you decide you want to do it later, that would be fine. So Scrap Diva is a small company, and I'm sure she'll pop some stuff in about her business. And I've just been trying to show y'all different companies lately just to kind of see what you like and make you aware of other ones. So she's been really generous in giving us a gift card to give away today. So we got lots of fun stuff coming. Yeah, the smaller circles, okay, they can be used for his cheeks. So I did use a marker for his cheeks. I wasn't completely sure. Yes, the glasses are adorable. So that's good to know that these could be used for his cheeks. If you don't want to do what I did, I'll show you what I did. So we've got 2 circles, a little smile. All the rest I'm kind of setting aside. And we'll put together our cute little card. I'll save those little holly pieces in case we need them later. So tell me, I've seen some people pop in, but make sure you pop in where you're watching from today. Tell me if anybody has used Scrap Diva Designs before. Is this a completely new company to you or not? So we'll do a little bit of ink blending just to make our colors super easy. And I'll show you what I did. So I did just a smidge of ink blending on the hat because I feel like the hat just looks, it gives it that nice like effect that it's almost like a spotlight on him. So I did a little bit on there and a little bit on the glasses, not much at all, just a teeny amount. And then I'm going to show you how I colored this. So I thought about coloring this with like Copic markers because I thought, okay, I can color that a skin color, but it's a lot of coloring for just this little thing. So I want to show you a way that I kind of came up with that's really fast. Oh, hey, Steph, nice to see you, and Michelle. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to use some reds on this. We're going to use, really, you probably just need to go straight for a little bit darker red if you want to get the effect. I did both, and then we will get his little face done too, but I've got to get the red done and cleaned off before I can do that. Yeah, the glasses with the blue eyes is so cute. Okay, so I used this, and I used just a little brush. Hang on. I'm just going to do one of these. So just brushing a little bit, just something small so that you can get that nice edge, okay? And we're going to be coming in with a dark color. So you want to start off the paper and just kind of come in a little bit. So I'm going to ink blend along here just to give it some depth, okay? And if you're wondering, oh, nice, Carlos. That's awesome. She's making lots of cards for her local shelter and family violence center. That is very cool. Do y'all have a great place that you like to donate your cards? I would love to hear about that too. It's always good to get ideas from everybody. Hi, Deborah. Great to see you. I bet New York is ready for Christmas. Do they have all the displays up and everything? Deborah says she's watching from New York. I don't know if she's in actually Manhattan or not, but Okay, so I'm just kind of bringing this in. Can you tell the difference here, how he's got just a little bit of depth and detail there? And you don't have to do much, and you can skip the areas that are going to be white. So you can just kind of bring this along. It just gives it just a little bit more, I don't know, dazzle. Let's say dazzle. I don't know what word I'm looking for there. And if you come in a little heavy, just add more. So right through here, just adding a little bit and bringing it in. With the glasses, I'm kind of just making sure the focal point is the center. So I'm just giving the outside edge here a little bit of darkness. It just kind of makes everybody look at his beautiful blue eyes and just kind of makes that more the focal point. So I think the focal point of this card is definitely the beautiful blue eyes and the beautiful glasses, you know, and all our cute little glitter paper. Oh my goodness. Because you know Santa has glasses. He's gonna have to have some glasses. And it's super cute if he was wearing some heart ones. Alrighty, so this guy is done. I'm gonna set these aside for a second and we are gonna do our little face. So with the face, I was trying to come up with something that would be easy, but would still look like skin in a way. And I found buttercream. So I did some ink swiping. Okay, so Deborah says she's oh, that's nice that you do nursing home cards for Christmas. Nice. Pizzazz. That's a good one, Kathy. Thank you. You know I always struggle with my words on a live stream. Um, so let me wipe this off and then we will do our little face. So tell me which card you're looking forward to the most. I'll make sure that I spend enough time on that card, or not card, which tag you're looking forward to the most. Are you wanting to learn about shaker cards? Are you liking the cute little guys? Or do you want that shaker with all the segments in it? Just let me know so that if we're running behind that we can do that, okay? So yes, I'm wiping this off just to make sure I don't have too much red here. And you know, red is hard to get off. So I'm actually wiping my Altenew sticky mat with a paper towel and a little bit of water. So it really works fine. I know that you could possibly get some lint or something on it, but I do it in a pinch and it works great. So here's our little face, okay? And all I did was ink swipe this with buttercream. Buttercream is a color from Catherine Pooler. Okay, so Michelle said she's excited about the shaker. I see some people excited about shakers. Good. Okay. Well, that will be our next one. I just thought we'd start with Cute Santa because he's just too adorable not to put together live. And I wanted y'all to get to see lots of the different products. So I just swiped him like this and gave him a little bit of color. So super easy, nothing major there. Okay, now let's assemble, let's make his little eyes and his mouth, and then we will assemble him. I'm going to do his eyes on something different because I'm actually going to do them on a sticky note because I'm going to use some alcohol markers, and you know how that ends up going sometimes, and his mouth. So let me wipe off this thing and see if you've got questions. Okay, that's awesome. So I see Arlene. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. I'm sorry. Arlene's talking about donating cards, which I also love to do to our nursing home. Sorry, trying to say, okay, so the candy cane card for sure, Joyce says. Okay, good. Okay. And Carla says, yeah, that's awesome. Very awesome. Okay, so let's show you how I did these eyes. I used 2 Copic markers. No, I do not consider myself some crazy Copic marker colorer. I just do simple details for the most part. I do like coloring with them, but I really love inking most things, but you just can't get this bright blue as easily with anything else, and it's so fast to do this. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to do a little bit of light blue, and then I'm going to add some dark blue. And yes, it'd probably be good if it was stuck down to something, but I'm not worried about easy or making the coloring perfect because we're going to add some dark to it. I'm just getting some color down, okay? And then we're going to add some little white details with some pins and that kind of thing just to make his little eyes pop, okay? So I did B24, which is sky. Which red cardstock did you use? Joy. Yes, I used Poppy from Paper Tray Ink. I will show you the package again in just a second. Let me get that. I'll get that for you so you can see the thing. It is on the supply list, I believe. I hope. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of blue. Look at how beautiful that blue is. Oh my goodness. And we did announce our replay winners from last stream. So make sure that if you were one of those that you email me at nikki@nikkiheartscards.com. You can find that on my profile. Okay, so we got two beautiful blue eyes right here. Okay, and then we have this little thing that can be an eye, but I'm going to make it his little mouth, and I'm going to use the same thing that I use on the cheeks as his color for his mouth, which is going to be one of the other markers that I have. So when I'm thinking about tags right now, I'm thinking about ways to use tags and just kind of spice up. I don't know if y'all feel this, but I have less presents under the Christmas tree this year, you know, as things are going crazy. So you may have less. So it's fun to really decorate those and make them extra special. Plus, it's almost like, you know, sometimes the people that are under your Christmas tree aren't necessarily the ones getting your cards. And so they get to see and hold a little bit of that. And it's very, very nice. Okay, let's get our little Santa guy put together so we can move on to our shaker cards. Let me see, anybody having questions right now? Do y'all think that a tag could be a substitute for a card? Like, do you ever do that? I would love to hear how you use tags. While I assemble, I'm just using some glue, putting our parts together. I love this hat. Oh my goodness. I don't know. There's something about that, like, gosh, the little Santa hat is just adorable. That really gets you in the spirit, right? Gets you ready. Anybody started shopping for themselves with their crafty stuff for Christmas yet? I hope you're making a list and checking it twice. All right. Oh yeah, and tags on cards. You know I love to do that too. So this is the little mustache. I'm just going to add him with a decent amount of glue because, you know, sometimes when you're gluing on glitter paper, you do need to use a little bit more to get it to stay. So I'm going to put his little mustache there. And then this is going to be his smile. So I'm going to go ahead and add that with just a little bit of glue. Let me get my tweezers. Here we go. So, and postcards are a good idea. Yeah, it's the poppy red. I'll pop it out. There are definitely, y'all want to hear my favorite red cardstocks because I get cardstock all the time, and I definitely am very picky about it. So if you want me to tell you, you bought too much, Carol. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy's little beard on here. Make sure I got it about right. I'm doing it with glue, so I can always adjust, but I just kind of made the hat and the beard like meet each other. So if you're putting one together with me. Whoop, I dropped it. Yeah, I'd love to hear what y'all are looking for. I'm thinking about doing I'm definitely already got a Black Friday list going where I am, if you are on my email list or you want to be just notified of the sales as I see them and get them posted, which is going to be as soon as they show up, and some of them I already know ahead of time so I can post quickly, then you definitely want to be on my email list. I think that Erica has that link and she could pop that in. So if you haven't added white details to eyes before, this is the Jelly Roll 10, and I love it for just easy white details. I'm going to go ahead and put his little glasses here after I do just a dot. So I use the RV10 as his cheeks, and I just took the dot end and kind of like added it right through here where I thought he might have a little pink. And most of that's going to get covered up, but I just kind of thought it was cute. So I'm giving him little cheeks right there. Oh, no worries. If you're late, we always have a replay and we are getting into the first tag, so you haven't missed anything. Don't worry. I'm going to do my adhesive right through here where this is going to touch and not worry about it anywhere else. So one thing that I do, and I'm curious if y'all do this too, I get really excited to use up all of my like shaker pieces because I don't know, do y'all ever just say like I really want to buy more, but I have too many? So today I'm just going to talk about like the shaker tags are a great way to like use up your supplies and create something that is really fun. Tell me if you do make handmade tags or have before. Do you keep them? Does the person hang them on the tree? Like what else do you, or does somebody actually throw them away? I'm curious how that works for y'all. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, he slipped out of the way a little bit. Okay, let's make our white details. And then I'm going to show you what I did on the back of these so that it could be ornaments or not. It just depends. I'm just going to make some little white details in his eyes. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. And I just kind of keep the white going the same direction, like the light is reflecting right through here. Okay, so there he is. Oh my goodness, look at this little guy. Okay, I'm going to add something to the back of him too because I'll show you what I added so that you can see. And we'll do a quick little stamp and heat emboss on that, and then we will be done. What I love about the back is I left it pretty open so that I could hand write something on it as well. And so that, you know, if you wanted to write a little memory or something like that, you could. But I left it pretty simple, and you got all this room here and here. What I did for his background, I actually took this little guy, and I don't know if y'all have a machine or not, but I took this guy and I kind of traced him because each time you put one together, sometimes they're a little bit different. And then I ran, sorry, I'm making lots of noise. And then I ran him through my scan and cut so that I didn't have to fussy cut it. And I created a little outline. Do you see that? Yeah, I always wonder if people throw cards away too. Hey, Hash Forever, are you Reva? I think you won something last time, and I was just talking about if you popped up in the chat. Is your first name Reva? Um, Sometimes I can't tell from the thing. So what I did is I used these stamps. She's got these great stamps. This is from Scrap Diva Designs again. And these are stamps that are just like made for tags. Okay. So she's got lots of fun sentiments here. Anything you wanted to put. I think it would also be cute to put like a little tiny picture on there and then add something. Like if you had a little picture of your family, that would be really cute on a tag for someone. But I'm just going to use a gift for you and show you a quick little demo of heat embossing, which is what I did back here. And then I added foam tape to connect my piece of ribbon. So I'll just show you that quickly and then we will move on to shaker cards. So how are we doing out there? I would like to know if you coordinate the tags that you make with your wrapping paper or not. Tell me the answer to that. Okay, before you do any heat embossing, you definitely need to use a little bit of anti-static powder, which is what this is. So this will wipe off. Okay, so I'm just kind of, okay, yes. Okay, so Hash Forever, if you were the one who won last time, would you please email me so that I can get your address and send you a Christmas card? Okay, so it's got lots of powder on it. Quick, easy, and let's do a gift for you. And really, you could do Merry and Bright, Happy Holidays. You could do any of these things and include them on a card, and it would be great. You don't have to make it a gift tag. It could be part of a card. I know that I saw some of the designers at Scrap Diva Designs. They made some cute little cards with these Santas. They really are very, you know what I need to make sure? Is that going the right way? Yeah, I needed to flip this over. Hang on a second. I did the wrong side. Remember to check before you do it, because if you put it on this way, we're going to see this side. I'm glad I figured that out before I stamped it. Okay, good, Reba. Okay, so you've already emailed me? Yeah, I know what you mean about running behind on everything else. I completely understand. I kind of think of tags as I'm running behind on everything else. I didn't get you a Christmas card here. At least you got a tag. So to me, these are my running behind things. You may be more better at that than me, but I definitely do that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm running behind. You're just getting a tag. And that's fine, especially people in my family. They understand. They know I do this all the time, and they get cards on the regular. So if they don't get Christmas, I'm just doing the best I can, aren't we all? Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this with some clear ink, super quick and fast, and add a little bit of white embossing powder. So are any of you new to heat embossing? Yes, it does look like Christmas cookies, doesn't it? That would be cute. You could almost make them like they're, like you could put a sentiment on there and just pretend like it is a Christmas cookie. That would be a kind of a cute card. Yes, good to have reusable bags for sure. And if you've got the reusable bag and you've got one of these little tags on there, depending on if you write on your tags or not, they could even keep the tag and not worry about the, give you the bag back, but they could keep the tag to have if they wanted to have a little something. So that's just clear ink, very quick and easy. And I'm going to pop this and do just a quick little heat embossing. Now I am having, because my microphone was not connecting, I'm wearing my AirPods. These should have on noise canceling, but if it's too loud with the heat embossing, then just say loud or something like that. Oh, Michelle, you're new to everything? Okay, well, we're having fun here. So I did put some anti-static powder on this. Sorry. And I have very small ears, and these AirPods sometimes want to fall out. So I'm going to put some white heat embossing powder, and the reason I did all of that powder on it first is to keep it from sticking. Look at how perfect that is. All I have to do now is heat. I don't have any little white particles or anything. It's all good. So we'll just heat that real quick and pour this back. I use coffee filters just because they're easy to store and you can throw them away and not worry about the cost too much when you're doing heat embossing. It's just really nice to have that. So when you are heat embossing something a little smaller, you may want to hold it with something just so that you don't burn your hands. Okay, tell me if this is too loud for y'all, and if not, if it is, then we won't worry about it. Oh no, Stacy. I've got a couple of heat embossing tutorials that you could always say. Always check out. I was on the WOW heat embossing team for a while, so I have played with embossing powder a lot. So it does take practice, but it is like a go-to thing for me now. So I would highly, highly consider doing it just because you don't have to worry about the smeared ink. It's just so nice and it's immediate. So now that this is dry, I can just take a microfiber cloth, wipe it off, and it's fine. Okay, so we got our little Santa face, we got our back of our gift tag now, and I'm going to add some, what's it called? Sorry, some of this foam tape. I'm going to add some foam tape, and y'all are going to think that I'm kind of crazy on how I add this because I want to leave a spot to put my, I want to be able to easily put my little ribbon in here. So I tend to kind of make a channel for my ribbon. So I've got my double-sided foam adhesive right here, and this is just to give me a little space to put my ribbon. And I'm going to make some channels for this to go in. Now, depending on if you're going to tie the ribbon or what you're going to do, then you've got lots of options. I went with a skinny ribbon this time. This is from Spellbinders. It's just a skinny red ribbon. This is not one of the Amazon ones. And I'm going to make a channel. So I'm going to make 3 like this. Let me just show you, because this is kind of an idea for if you are struggling with where to put your ribbon. I really feel like this helps me out. So I've got a channel here, and I'm going to do a channel in the middle, and then we're going to stick our ribbon to it, okay, in between it, just to hold it straight. So what I do is I use a glue dot. If you haven't seen that, let's see how long we want it. So I say I want it about this long, maybe. Let's see how long that is. That may be too long, but we're going to go with a little bit longer one. And see how I can put my ribbon right in the channel of that? It helps keep your ribbon flat. It also helps you not bulk up the back of this tag. So what I do is I take a glue dot. You could use a piece of glue. I just know these hold really well. And I add one of these to the end of the of this. So it just, when you're pressing on a glue dot, you can kind of press the piece down, and now I've got a sticky on it, and I can stick it right in between my track right here. If I want this to go out wider, I can lift up my foam tape and hold it down, whatever you want to do. So I've got two ends here. I think we went a little bit long on this one, but that's okay. You know, you always need those like ornaments and stuff that are longer, so it doesn't matter. Can always kind of do that. So then I've got my track right here that's holding this one, okay? So I don't have any extra bulk. It's all going to be the same, and it's going to be perfectly flat. These are called Zots. These are from scrapbook.com, and it's just a little dot that is a very good adhesive, okay? Oh, you love my scissors, Jamie? These are my huge, like, Tim Holtz scissors. They're big, but they really cut fabric well. So now all I'm going to do is take my adhesive off. I'm going to actually add just a smidge of glue to this so I have a little bit of time to move my back and make sure I've got it placed the way that I want it placed. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then I'm going to look at this from the front, okay, because I want to have a little bit of green in the background. So I'm lining it up. Sometimes adjusting, which is why I put the glue on there. Trying to get myself a little bit more. Okay, to give it a nice little shadow. Now we have an ornament, gift tag, whatever. Yes, I made this a really long one. You could always cut that and redo it if you wanted to. But here's our cute little Santa guy. Look at that guy. Oh, he's so cute. And he's got his little cheeks under there. We colored those eyes. Just adorable. All right, so let's make some shaker cards. Now for shaker cards, I did go ahead and pre-cut some things so that we could play with all of our fun little embellishments and really play with these shaker cards some. And we're gonna make some just off the fly here. We're gonna, some that I haven't even made yet too. Okay, so we're gonna start with this guy, which, uh-oh, my little bow came off. We're gonna start with this guy. So this is called Wavy Ovals. Let me get that ready for you. Let me see if anybody's got questions. Cute, yes. Do y'all have a wrapping paper theme? I'm curious. This is something that somebody told me that I did that like other people weren't doing as often, or they were real shocked. So I was like, okay, do you not have a wrapping paper theme for under your tree? Like, do you try to like match everything, or do you do? I had a really fun thing that I did when my kids were little with wrapping paper. So I'm curious to see what you do. For me, it's partially just to keep it organized. So we are going to use wavy ovals. Here's what I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to show you how I did this. So these are nesting dies, but hang on, I got to locate them first from all this stuff so I can show you without losing any pieces. Yeah, it's fun to match it for sure. Okay, here's our set. This set has all kinds of stuff in it. All kinds of stuff. And Erica, could you say what the set is? I think it's just called Wavy Ovals. So it's got two different sizes of tags, and it is one of those things where you can cut. So it's got layers. It's got little thin layers here, and it's got thicker layers. If you want to do a shaker card, you probably want to make your layer a little bit thick because you need to think about how big your foam tape is. Okay, if your foam tape is really thick, then you're going to have to go even thicker and leave a smaller window. So I cut mine out here, and I actually used these also work. So you can cut with one of these. I believe I used this one inside the small tag to cut my center. Yes. Okay, so I cut out a big tag, and then I cut a center out of a big tag. Okay, for the acetate, I used a little bit bigger. So you need to make sure that your acetate doesn't just fit inside the window, but overlaps enough to be able to stick on, okay? Because if you don't overlap it, how are you gonna adhere it? Okay, so yeah, Kathy, I do that same thing. That's true. So see, I like wrap them in different colors, and I didn't know other people did that too. But I wrap each family in different colors. I wrap each kid in different colors. I wrap my husband in a different color, and that way I can kind of see. Or like if I'm wrapping them all in white, I do different color bows. So I do that fun thing too. I put tags on ones for family, like if we're going to their house and celebrating. So I used this die to cut out my acetate. And yes, acetate can be difficult to cut out. You're gonna need some extra pressure. So I believe I ran it through with 2 extra sheets to get it cut out. And still sometimes the little edges will be there. But we got 3 pieces. Let me show you how to build the shaker card so that if you're ready. Now, the reason that I got inspired with these is because I love using up my embellishments. So we can use whatever embellishments you want. I actually used, let me grab it really quick. I used an embellishment mix for this one. This is from My Pretty Things, and I just thought it looked really good with that one. So I'm going to use it. You need to know which embellishments you're using to know how tall this window needs to be, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with building our window, which if you can't see that, I know it's clear. This is the acetate piece that's going to be the window, okay? So I'm going to add some adhesive in here. I'm going to use a runner just because that's a little bit easier right now, and we will, versus tearing it all out. So I'm going to just kind of go along, add a little bit of adhesive here, see if we got enough on this thing. If I've got enough left, I may not have enough after I've done all these. Okay, there we go. I think I was going the wrong direction. So I'm just getting some adhesive down to be able to stick that window to, and trying to keep all the adhesive right through here. You could do this with whatever you want. Glue sometimes will leak out onto the window, so you don't want to do that. Oh, Tamara said, okay, what is your favorite acetate? So this acetate that I have right now that actually cut out, I tried some different ones because, you know, I don't know if you remember in my acetate, in that live stream, I was running out. So I actually used, this one was Simon Says Stamp brand, and it cut pretty well. So I used that one. I tried out Cat Scrappiness. That one cuts reasonable. And I still don't have any paper tray to tell y'all about, but I think the paper trays cuts well. Okay, so see, I've got my window now. Okay, you see the window? No, it's hard to tell because it's of the light, but there's a window in here, and I just stuck it down. Okay, now we need to start building, but you need to know how thick your sequin mix is so that you know. So if you're using something super thin, you don't have to go as high on your foam tape. I know this fits because I've already made it, but you always measure with that foam tape. And this foam tape right here, oops, just dropped a little. This foam tape comes in strips, and this is from scrapbook.com. I knew that it was pretty thin and that I had room, but I also don't want to go taller. So say it's probably 2 millimeters tall would be my guess. You need to make sure you don't put any huge pieces in here that are above 2 millimeters, or it won't shape. It'll just sit there and stay in one place. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, if the embellishments are too high, just double up your stuff. So Deborah, if you have 2 high embellishments, you can do 2 of these. So I think I actually did that. So on this one, I did 2, and I'll show you how it works, but it's pretty easy. With long strips like this, especially when you're going in a circle, you can kind of bend it, and it works quite nicely. So I'm just going to bend this long piece and get it as far as I can. So sometimes it gets to where it won't bend enough, but I'm using my fingers to kind of bend as I go around this shaker tag. And you just got to keep that foam tape not visible. Make sure it's sticking so that it makes a nice little wall to hold all those sequins. But do you see how you can take a long piece like that and then go all the way around and bend it? Very fun and nice. So does anybody else color coordinate their wrapping paper? I also want to hear too, let's see what else. Oh, okay. I want to tell y'all about some things that are coming up for sure. When you get to the top and you need to close it, do not leave a gap. Make sure that these 2 meet together so that you don't have little sequins and stuff sneaking out, okay? That's going to be super important on our candy cane card because I'm going to use such small things. So you want to make sure that everything meets and fits. And then we're going to do 2 layers because this is a taller sequin mix. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the adhesive, and then we're going to add another layer. All right, so here we go. So here's what's coming up for me, so you know. Okay, so Stephanie says if you take off the release paper, it bends easier. Oh, well, that's good to know. I usually just kind of do it with my hands. So I'm going around. Y'all see what I'm doing? I'm adding a second layer, okay? And I'm just following the first layer, kind of pressing it down. Because most of the time you only have about 2 millimeters thick of any type of foam. You know, you got to create some height here. So I'm going to go around. Okay, I got that in. I need to make sure I get this part covered. All right, so I'm meeting my edges because you don't want those little sequins to sneak through when you shake it, because some people shake these really hard. So get ready. And then when you get to the end, just make sure you cut enough that it closes the gap. Yeah, so they say remove the release tape. Okay, so I left the release tape on because I know I'm about to put sequins in here and I need to do some dusting of this. So that's what I'm going to do for now, but that is a good hint. I'm glad that y'all say that. All right, so this is Sweet Memories. This is from the class that I did recently, and this is some extra sequin mix that I have from My Pretty Things. So when I do these, except when we're doing our next one, but when we're doing big open windows like this, I go ahead and pour my sequin mix in to kind of see how much I need, and also to flatten it out so that I know that it fits in my foam tape, okay? So just kind of, you don't want to go too much, and usually I think it takes about 1/4 of one of these packages. This seems like it's not that much, but it really doesn't take that much to be a shaker card, okay? And then I'm scooting them all towards the middle so that I can add this over it, and we'll have our little sticky stuff. Yes, glitter definitely sticks out. It does. So I'm going to remove the release paper, okay? I'm actually going to add, I'm not going to add in glue or anything like that, but I do want to add a little bit of powder to the edges, because right through here it stays sticky on these adhesives, and so I'm going along those edges to try to keep my little shaker pieces moving. Got it. So what's coming up for me? Sorry, I was halfway in between that and didn't say anything else. And also, Erica, could you drop the supply links in? Did you get? Oh yeah, you just did. Thanks. All right. So let me see where we are here. Y'all tell me who all's watching with you today. Do we have some pets watching? I'm trying to get us to a certain number and then we'll do our giveaway. Okay, so I did all that. Now I'm going to carefully do this. Y'all are probably going to have to see the top of my head to line it up. Look at that. How beautiful is that? It really doesn't even need anything else, you know? Oh no, I hope tell me if y'all have lost sound, because I was having some sound issues. So if you have lost sound, just please say no sound. Okay. Pebbles is with you. That's great. So this one we're going to keep pretty simple. We've got our shaker component already done, and I've got lots of little pieces cut out so we can kind of build it however we want. So these are pieces from that same set, and we could add whatever we want to, okay? But I did a tree. So I did a tree last time, and I used little sequins on it, and I thought that was kind of fun. So I thought I might stick with my tree because I used some of the same sequin mix, and it looked really cute. So I've got a tree here. I'm going to do, let's do holly jolly. I did it in gold on the last one, but I think I might do it here. So she's got these sentiments, and I want to show you something about them. The edges of the outline is stitched. So you see that? It looks so cute. I can't believe nobody else has done that before. I've never seen a die like that where the shadow is stitched. Looks good. Oh, good. It's just you with the sound? Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to add this, and we'll probably do our holly jolly. Maybe we'll do it in, what do you think? Do a coordinating. Why don't y'all vote? Do you want holly jolly in red, green, or on some vellum? Tell me which one floats your boat, and we'll do that. Here's the little bows that I use, so I'm going to sit that out. We could add some little candy canes. These are in the set as well. You can put some candy canes over there if you wanted to, but I ended up putting my sentiment along the bottom. So tell me which one you like the best, and we'll put that on there, and then we will make our fun other card. Let me see. So, okay, we're doing great. Oh, that's awesome. The Lyft driver's listening. So I did add just a little bit of blending to this. Let me see if I've got my green blending brush. I'm probably just going to do it straight on the mat because it's so easy. But I just added a little bit of color to this guy right here, just to give it that same little effect that we did earlier. What are y'all voting for? Red, green, vellum? Let's see if we get a majority. Erica, can you pop up, when you watch everybody doing red and green, can you pop up which one kind of wins the race so that I know which one to add? Okay, I see green. Patty says she just loves the sentiment. I do too. They have Merry Christmas. So this is all from a die set that comes, that's from Scrap Diva Designs. So I'm just adding a little bit of green to this. I'm doing it as quick as I possibly can. Just adding a little bit of green to the edges, and then we're going to decorate our tree. So remember I said I'm trying to use up all of my little sequins? This is what I thought of. I was like, oh, and I can put them on that too. I just like to put them everywhere around Christmas time. One, because I love sparkle. But two, you get excited to like try out new sequin mixes, and a lot of times they just sit in your drawer. So I am trying to use them up. So I'm using them on everything. So y'all will see a lot of sequin mixes. I still think, oh good, your granddog's listening with you. Vellum green. Which one do you think won, Scrap Diva? Have you, as people comment, will you let me know who you think won? Red, green, vellum. All right, let's decorate our little tree. I'll show you what I did. I used just a little tray, which hopefully I left in here. If not, you can put this stuff on a block so that you can pick which ones you want. But I'm going to put a little bit of the sequin mix on here, I think. Yes, I accidentally put it up too early. Okay, put some sequin mix on here. Okay, so Scrap Diva says she thinks green won. I see a vellum. And Scrap Diva, if you want to, when it hits, when we hit in the next like 5 minutes, we can do the giveaway. I'm going to ask everybody a question, and then she will do the giveaway. So one thing about this mix that I liked was that it has a little snowflake that could look like a star. Can y'all see that? So I made a little star on my tree. And I think the easiest way to do this is to go ahead and just start putting things on here. Don't worry about it too much. Don't overthink it. Just start putting sequins on, okay? And so I'm going to just kind of, like I would do any other tree, I'm just going to kind of make some little dots, and we're just going to pick what we want on there, okay? So let's see here. We can do some greens. We can do some reds. And we have small stars too. Actually, I'm going to use my tool for this. I'm going to use this little tool because this guy picks up. So if you don't have one of these tools, this is something that is fun to use on this type of card because it picks up the sequins for you. So it's got a wax tip to it. Really helpful when you're doing these kinds of cards. So I'm going to add a green right there. Let's do a light green right there. Maybe another red or white. So I'm just decorating my tree because I like using up my sequins. And I think they look so cute. And sequins just make people excited, you know? It's really fun. So let's use another red. A red one right there. Maybe one more red one. Green, yeah. I saw what kind of brush is that? Oh, I bet I know what you're talking about. The one I was ink blending with. Okay. Sorry, it's a little bit delayed for me, so sometimes I have to think about what I just did so that I can make sure to answer your question correctly. But that brush is one of my faves. I highly recommend. It is called a waffle flower shader brush. You see that? Shader. Okay, let me think about what question I'm going to ask y'all to answer, and then we'll let Erica do the giveaway. Okay, so I think Erica said go green. So we're going to try a green one. We'll use this Holly Jolly, and we're going to put him across there. Let me see. This is not going to be easy to do, so I'm going to set this aside so I can do it later. It would have been a good thing to use a coffee filter for. Okay, how are we doing out there? Vellum. Oh, somebody else said vellum. So you think vellum might look better? Vellum does kind of look good, I'm going to say. Let's go vellum. I'm gonna change it and go vellum. I just think it looks good. Okay, so we're just going to put this little guy on here. I am going to use a little bit of glue on him. You could use a double-sided adhesive, but I know once he goes down, I'm not worried about this window quite as much because he's just sticking right here, and then I'm going to leave him there. With my Holly Jolly, since it is vellum, I am going to put some adhesive at each of these little edges, and I'm just going to use a little tape runner to do that. So I'm just kind of putting it right about where it hits on the part that stands up. And sometimes you can see tape runners through this. Sometimes you can't. I think this vellum is thick enough that I'm not going to be able to see it. And I'm going to go Holly Jolly. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Sorry, I'm trying to do it slowly for you. So then just add some fun bows. I found this bow in my ribbon drawer. Can you see it? And I just thought that looked perfect with this. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes to find some neonish green bows, but I found some and it works. Yeah, I cannot see that through the vellum at all. I can't see that at all. Can y'all? I'm not seeing that adhesive at all. That's cute. Okay, let's come up with, and I still haven't told y'all what's coming up. I'm sorry. I keep going off onto different things. So would you, here's the answer to the question. Answer one of these two things, and she's going to pick somebody as the giveaway winner, okay? We're giving away a $25 gift card to Scrap Diva Designs. Here's the question that I need to know. Would you use this as a tag or an ornament? What would you do? Would you give it to somebody as a tag or an ornament? And put it in the chat so that you're one of the people she picks from, okay? Thank you, Nancy. You're so sweet. Thanks so much. Nancy, did you get your card yet? I sent Nancy our Get Well card from last week, or from, it might have been the week before. I can't remember. I got to get a little sip of water. Okay, tag, ornament. Yeah, I love using them as ornaments too, for sure. So I'm not going to put this through there, but y'all can see that I made a little bow. Stuck it. You can do it however you want to. I thought a bow would look cute right there. I also grabbed this because I thought this might look cute. I had this left over from like the relief paste I was doing with Altenew, and I thought that could kind of look cute there too. I think I might actually stick that on there. I'm just going to stick it on there. Like I said, we're just making tags and we're just using stuff we have. Go through your all your little things that you got and just use them up. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, sorry. Oh, Nancy's still not got it yet. Nancy, keep me updated if that doesn't show up. Should be there, I hope, by next week. Alrighty. So this is just a little bow I had in my drawer that I'd made from Altenew Relief Paste, and it's like a little, it's from a embossing folder, and I just had it sitting around and I've been wanting to use it, so I'm just going to put it on here. I might still do the green as its handle, but just use up some of the things you have. That's the fun thing about tags, is they're little projects and you can use them as amazing little deals. Okay, super cute. So the next one's going to be our hardest one. It's going to be our peppermint or candy cane. Here's another one that I made using that same set, and I love using like white and white glitter. This is technically, it's ivory, white glitter, and then look at that gold bow. I just got that gold bow off Amazon, which I have a link to. A whole list of wrapping supplies on Amazon. After I tried all these out, I just bought a ton of it and checked it out, and I put on there some things that are fun. So this one was kind of like a leftover. Like I'd cut some parts out and I had that little frame. So when you cut all these out, you've got so many. So we could keep on just making tags and making tags and making tags, but I want to show you a different technique. That's why we're moving on to the next thing, because I'm sure that some of these will end up on social media and you'll see what I did with them. But here is what we're going to work on. This guy does take a little bit, because I kind of made him into a shaker die. He does take a little bit of fussy cutting. So we definitely will do that. But look at how good it looks on this card. And look at it up close. If you can see all those little roly things, which by the way are all over my craft room because I did spill some of them. Okay, Scrap Diva, did you pick somebody? You can go ahead and pick the winner from somebody who said tag or ornament. Tell me, whenever you do pick the person, Scrap Diva, would you put it in like bold or like send it a couple times so I can make sure to see it on my little bitty screen up here? All right, so we are going to use these die cuts. So this is also another way to kind of reimagine your die cuts, okay? So all I have is this die cut, and I'm going to show you how it cuts, and then I'm going to show you what I did to create a tag out of it, okay? So I believe it's that one, yeah. Sorry, I've got a piece of magnet here that wants to stick to my desk. So let me go ahead and cut out the front piece I did, which was glitter. Yes, the candy cane dies are sold separately. These, and this is about how big they are. They're actually made for an album that you can put together. There's a candy cane album, but I think she sells them separate from the album. So I think that's an option. Scrap Diva, if you don't mind answering that question, I would appreciate it. And I'm going to do a little bit of glitter cutting because we need to do, remember, we need to cut out a white piece of glitter cardstock. So we'll cut this out in white. I'm loving this cardstock. If you have always hated cardstock that was glitter, this is one of the best. This is Altenew. Oh yeah, what's coming up? That's what I was going to tell y'all next. Yes, it's a nice candy cane and it takes up so much room. It's really good. It takes up basically a whole card too. So you can put 2 of them on and have a card. It's really nice. So we're going to send this through with some extra heft to it. So I'm adding 2 extra scrap pieces of paper. We're going to send this through the die cutting machine. What's coming up for me, and this is big, guys, so I want to tell you all about it because I know I have some Paper Tray Ink fans in here. But Paper Tray and I are going to do an event on Black Friday. Oh, Pat. Okay, Pat got it. Yay. I hope you have fun spending that. So on Black Friday, I'm going to be hosting a live with lots of different guests from Paper Tray Ink. Ooh, I don't have that cut quite right. Like I said, I'm sending it through the small one. I need to trim a little edge off here so that it'll fit. And we're hosting a live. It'll start at noon on Black Friday. There will be exclusive deals only during the live stream. We are going to be live for probably 12 to 3, possibly 12 to 4. I'm going to be bringing on Julie, the owner of Paper Tray Ink. I'm going to be bringing on Melissa, which everybody loves. And I'm going to be bringing on Susie. They're all people who are on the design team for Paper Tray Ink. And we are going to have competitions. We're going to make things together. Sometimes they're going to take over my screen and they're going to make stuff. So yes, so you see the winner. Scrap Diva, will you tell the winner what the easiest way is to get in touch with you if they need to email you, message you, what you would like them to do so that they can claim their gift card? All right, here's our beautiful candy cane. Just going to set this all aside. Okay. All right, so I got to punch out those little metal things, but here's our beautiful candy cane, okay? So let me tell you what I did to create this, because this is going to take us a little bit of time, but it's a really fun technique, okay? We're going to use pretty small embellishments with this, and what I did is I traced the candy cane, and I fussy cut it in both red and in the acetate, so we have a window. So I may still have to do a little bit more cutting when we're putting this together. It is very possible, but we're going to create a window, but we're going to do something different. We're going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 windows. Okay, so this is going to be our more advanced shaker card. But before I do that, let me just check that I've cut this well. I may need to do a little bit of trimming. So let me just trim. You can also do this on a scan and cut. I just did it kind of freehand. I actually traced it with a piece of paper and then cut it out, or actually a pencil. Congrats, Pat. Thanks so much for being here, Pat. And Pat, tell us, have you ever tried Scrap Diva before? Just going to be getting to try something new for you? Yes. Yeah, so just email her. She's put her email there, and it's Nikki Hart's Cards winner. Okay? That'll be really awesome. Okay, and I've got a little bit right here. So this one's trickier because we're going to need small lines. So that's where that really small foam tape really helps out. Okay. So I hope I will see all of you on Black Friday. Are y'all going to be watching lots of crafty lives that day? If you are, come see me. I'll be making some stuff for you. And I'll have lots of guests. This will be my first time hosting lots of guests, but it's going to be fun. We've got lots of fun things planned. There will be giveaways. There will be crazy discounts for paper tray. Okay, so don't lose your piece of acetate. You know, it's clear, it's little. I'm going to double check that I've cut that appropriately, and then we're going to assemble this card. So this one I did a little bit more, a little crazier, so I got to do a little bit more trimming. So hard to fussy cut on TV, on the camera. Oh yeah, it is. It's going to be a fun event. I know lots of people like to watch lives on Black Friday, and you know, small companies are doing some great sales. So Paper Tray wanted to do a big sale and wanted me to do it, so we're gonna try it out and see how it goes. So I hope y'all will spend some of your afternoon with me. If you're online, if you're out shopping, no big deal. Do any of y'all do the crazy go out on Black Friday? I feel like now it's like most of it can be done online, so a lot of times I don't do that crazy rush to the stores. Okay, we need just a smidge more off this. I know this is hard for y'all to see because it's acetate and it's clear, but I do need to get it where it fits. And if I miss a little edge, you know, it is clear. No big deal. We can trim it off later. I'm just trying to get it as close as I can for y'all. Okay, so there are a little bit of, you know, effort with this one, okay? But we knew it was going to be the most complicated. That's why we're here. So one thing about acetate, super funny, is that acetate is kind of, you know, it's like a plastic. So I had it fell on the floor, and I tend to craft barefoot in here, especially when I'm live with you guys, and I got it all stuck to my foot. I was like, what is sticking in my foot? And it was little slivers of acetate that I'd cut. So let's go ahead and get the acetate so that we've got a window. So what we're going to do is we're going to do double-sided adhesive because this has so many small windows. Yeah, start decorating. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, you have to work on Black Friday. Oh no. Yeah, I'm too old for the craziness too. I don't really do that. So this is too big to create this. It's going to give you problems in your little windows. So you could do it with glue and just be really careful. Oh, nice. Yeah, they are beautiful sentiment dies, aren't they? I agree. So this is a very small double-sided adhesive. It is, I think, 1/8 of an inch, and it helps me to kind of cover these areas and get our window. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect all around. You just need it to stick to the acetate, whereas the foam tape, you're going to have to make sure it's perfect, okay? So I'm just getting some down, make sure we got our areas covered and that everything sticks like it's supposed to. Oh, awesome, Patty. Well, good. I can't wait. I am glad Patty will be there. We will, y'all tell me what would be like your ideal, like, do you want things like these stash boxes? You want things like cards? I'm trying to think of some ideas. I've got some more stash boxes for people who are on my newsletter. You know that I sell these stash boxes at kind of regularly, and I've got some more that are coming out, so you'll get them in time for Christmas. So I'm going to do some of those this week. You'll have that as an option, but there's also Patty has been really, really generous. Patty, one of our listeners out there, just sent me a box of fun stuff to give away too. So we've got like a Misty. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff to give away. So we're going to have lots of fun. And thank you, Patty. She just was cleaning out. She had some extras and she sent them to me, and I really appreciate that. She did not have to do that. So now I'm removing the release paper. Yes, and Scrap Diva is going to have a Black Friday sale, I am sure. So stay tuned too to check her out during that time. Maybe check out some of the other stuff that she has, because I don't know that this new release will be on sale, but There's lots of fun stuff coming up, but there's lots of things you should grab now. I really think if there's something small you want, you should grab it now. I think people are going to mainly put their big things on sale. And make sure if you want to be updated on sales that you are on my email list. There is a button to hit be notified of Black Friday sales, and it's going to be a daily email with what's new today, especially flash deals, so that you can grab them if you've been waiting on them. And a lot of the companies are kind of advertising their flash deals, so you know that it's coming at some point, you just don't know when. Okay, so now we're going to add our little acetate piece. So I've got all my sticky off. Yes, thank you for putting that in there. She just put in my site. Would you tell them would you also put in there that link that leads them to the email reminder? I think it's like Nikki Hart's Cards at Flowdesk or something like that. All right, so we've got our window now. Can you see? Let's see if I can get that. We have a window. Nice little window. Now we need to build, okay? So we're going to build these little shaker areas, and we're going to do it with that same foam strip tape that I just used. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to make each one an individual window. So I'm going to try to go along the long areas that I can, and we'll have to do some little more. Oh, good, Stacy. Stacy, are you new to my channel or Scrap Diva, or are you have you shopped Scrap Diva before? I'm so glad to see all of y'all here today, by the way. Thank you for joining me. It's always so fun to have the chat and get to just talk to all of you. It's really fun. I appreciate it all. So tell me what is the biggest thing you're buying for somebody else for Christmas? I'm curious, is there something that's real popular this year? Because my husband does not give me a whole lot of ideas. And I'm curious on him, and I've got teenage boys, which are very hard to buy for. Yes, it is hard. You know what the best thing to pick up acetate off the floor is? Bare feet. Just gonna say, my feet attract it for some reason. So when you come to these little curves, you're having to trim your foam tape, kind of move it around. We're only making this one layer. And I'm going to try not to spill these little bitty things we're putting in here, but you're going to need something small for these windows, okay? You need flat sequins, or I'm going to use little glass beads. And then I'm going to go across, and each one is going to be a closed off window. So we're just going to kind of connect the bars. It's going to look like a real messy back of a candy cane. But it's all going to have windows, and it's going to be awesome. Try to keep the release paper on if you can, because we're going to be putting these little design or glass beads in here, and they're going to stick to everything if you don't. If you go on and take your release paper off. Helen says that's how she finds it. Oh, that's cool. That is a very good idea. Homemade gifts for family. That's a really nice idea. And then they can, yeah, and then it saves a little bit of money. That's a nice idea. What kind of homemade things do you make? Do you do sets of cards for people? Or are you a stitcher or anything like that? I'd love to hear. I a lot of times do a set of cards. My mom always loves to have a set of cards, and so sometimes I'll do a set of cards as a present. And people have really liked it, just all occasion cards, so that they've got things to send all throughout the year. So that's always a good idea. And Erica from Scrap Diva in this release has a really cool thing that makes a gift box for it. I can't remember what that's called, Scrap Diva. Would you pop that in there? I don't remember what that box is called, but it's really cute, and I can pull it out and show it to you. She's got some really good pictures on her website of it, but it's nice to use your leftover paper to create boxes, because I know y'all all, if you're like me, you have a ton of scrap paper that's great paper, but you are probably not ever going to use that little scrap, and you can do things like make boxes, gift boxes with it. If it's a good enough weight, which most of ours, 80, 90, 100 pounds is going to be plenty for a little box to hold cards. So I'd love to hear if anybody's doing that. And then Erica, if you'll pop up the name of that for me, of the name of that box, the 3D, I think it's a 3D card box is what it's called. But she'll pop it up for us. So I've got my whole edges here. Got my edges. Y'all aren't going to believe what it takes to keep these little windows looking amazing. So I'll show you my trick in a minute. And it's going to be a little detailed. Like I said, this is our detailed card. So how are we all doing? Doing good? Everybody good on time? Christmas cards, yeah, in boxes. That's good. Oh, that's a good idea. Seat covers for their car. Yeah, it is fun recycling Christmas card boxes. I agree. I agree. Oh, he drives Uber. That's why. Yeah, that's a good plan. Yeah, you definitely need some seat covers, right? That's a good gift for him. All right. Yeah, did you? I think she just popped up what it was called. It was the envelope box for the A2, 3D envelope box for A2 cards. Um, I don't know if I put that on my list, but feel free to link that for them so they can see. It's got some um, real cute uses, especially if you're wanting to use up like your pattern paper. If y'all are like, I'm not going to use this pattern paper, it's real nice to create some little boxes. You can also use pattern paper to wrap gifts. I don't know if anybody's ever done that before, but if I've got a small enough gift, or I just am going to, put a little extra something on the front, like you could easily trim your pattern paper and add to this design so much. So just think about all those things when you're thinking about gift wrapping. It doesn't have to be new. There's lots of cool things we can make and make it a great holiday. And really, it's all just about people loving that you're thinking of them, Let me see. So I'm going to use my powder brush and I'm going to kind of do inside these windows just to make sure my things don't stick. And then we are going to carefully place our little stuff in here. Okay. So I did a little bit of powder. That's just to keep it from sticking too bad. And then let me grab my thing. I actually think I might try something different. Last time I did these balls, and these are just from, I just had them forever. I think they're from Michael's, just like glass balls. But I think we could do these. Let me see if these are too big to shake. Might just be fun to try something different, Let me just see if they're going to take up too much space. Where's my little? I'm going to get myself something really quick. I'm going to dump these out in here so that I can get them back in. Y'all ever do this? Okay, let's see how big these are compared to this thing. And I need my tool. Oh yeah, those would shake. Okay. They're slightly bigger than the others, but those would work. So maybe we try this one with sequins and we'll see. So here's what I did. I left the paper on, okay? And I'm going to kind of go over and I'm using my fingers and I'm placing these sequins in here, okay? And you're just doing enough. You don't want to fill the whole pocket up, okay? You just want to do enough, and I'm sure that it'll go everywhere. Just enough so that you can see them through the candy cane, okay? And yeah, it's going to get stuck to my fingers, but I'm just kind of dabbling it in there. Let's see how we're doing. Questions, anything? Yeah, Christmas treat or cookies, that's a good idea too. She's got a cute little gingerbread that bag topper in her new release. That's really cute. I need to get that out and show people too, so I can see what you're talking about. So if you are just getting in here, we are working with Scrap Diva. We're creating kind of a complicated little window shaker card out of a candy cane, trying something a little bit different. Before you release the paper, make sure you've got everything where it goes in its little holes here, okay? So that it doesn't stick once you release the paper, okay? And then we're going to be careful because we don't want to turn this over. So most of the time I put my shaker pieces on the piece here and then I cover it up with the window. But for this card, you need to do the opposite. So we're going to have to lay that red piece on top of here without knocking this over. So like I said, this is a more complicated way or type. And now I'm going to remove release paper very carefully, okay? Because I'm trying not to sling these everywhere. I'm definitely going to sling these everywhere at times. Might actually be easier with my hands. So we need to release all these little pieces. Some of them are together, some of them are not. So just be cautious that you don't dump it out, which might happen when I'm doing it live, of course. Make sure you get your windows. So we got all these little pieces. Sorry, I'm not looking. Where do you find the picker tool? So the one that I like the most is at Altenew, and it is called the Perfect Picker, and it's basically the exact same as this one. It just is gold, and I have used it a lot, but it's the reason I didn't grab it today is just it was a little further away. But they all work. This one I think is Trinity Stamps. I don't have that on my supply list, but please use my Altenew link if you're going. And if y'all are shopping for Black Friday, it is super important to use links for people. You know, you always you see a deal and you run and you're like, I'm going to go get that. But remember to use somebody's link, okay? Because it really helps one company see that we are bringing people to them and wanting us to do more classes and things like that. But it also gives us just a little bit of commission to help us pay for things like foam strips that we don't, foam strips, ink, stuff like that we don't get. You know, a lot of times we get some products, but we don't get everything we need to make a card. And so we got to buy our glue and all that. So just help our little crafty businesses by making sure you do that on some. So I think we're pretty good here. I've got this one sticking off the side. Oops. We're going to go ahead and put this card together. Gotta feel if that one's off. Yeah. Part of the problem is it gets stuck to your fingers. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Carefully, and you'll probably look at the top of my head, and we're going to add this, okay? Hey, Michelle, thanks. Oh, yeah, I do think somebody should come up with a better way to remove release paper. That would be great. Okay. Now, like I said, I fussy cut all this, so let's just hope that it all fits here. Okay. I may be off just a little bit, but we got it. All right. There's one sticking out the side here. He escaped, but here it is with actual like sequins in it. Okay, so the other one that we did had balls, which I kind of do like these glass balls because they make noise. Can y'all hear that noise? It looks really cool, and they slide faster than the sequins, but let's see here. But I thought we'd try it both ways. The sequins slide a little, just don't have as much room to go, but they're very cute. They just don't make that cute noise. I love this noise. I don't know if y'all can hear that through the mic or not. Yeah, if we can come up with a way to remove release paper that's a lot faster, wouldn't that be great if there's like a tool that just removed your release paper? Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. So if you are joining late, we are here with Scrap Diva Designs. I'm going to show you a couple of their dies as we start wrapping up and some of the projects that we made. There is a replay giveaway, so if you want to stop by the replay and add a comment there, we will be giving away another $25 gift card. I will give that away next week on Black Friday in my live stream. I will be starting live around noon on Black Friday and going to probably about 4. I'm going to have guests. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have prizes. You definitely want to be there. If you are on my email list, make sure you sign up for Black Friday email reminders. I'm going to be doing some flash deals and showing all of those as quickly as I can get them to you. And of course, they will have my affiliate links. But I would love to, I'm going to work really hard. That takes so much effort to get all those deals to you that I want as many people to get them as possible, because it really is on the back end for just one person pretty hard to keep up with. So just watch for those, join that list. I think that she put that in there. If you're shopping at Scrap Diva today, make sure you use the list that I have there with all the supplies. Let me show you those other things that we talked about briefly so that you can get an idea. So we used this a lot. I highly recommend. I think she said that this is on pre-order right now. It's actually sold out, but it's these wavy oval tags, really fun. We use the adorable Santas, and I know you can't really see them, but it's the little Santa. We used these guys today. They are so cute. I think they would look great on a card, and they cut out those cute little heart glasses. Oh my goodness. So here's these. so you can see. I did create a list for you on Amazon with a lot of these ribbons and the wrapping paper that I kind of tested out. It was real fun. So this is what the box looks like. Sorry, I'm trying to get it for you, but I have too much stuff sitting over here. So the 3D, this is the 3D album that these candy canes go with. So you could make this shaker and put it on the front of your little album. That would be so cute. Okay, so they are sold separately than the booklet, I believe. Is that right, Scrap Diva? And then this is part of the box. So there's a box that's called like the 3D envelope box. I've cut some of the pieces, but I have not made all of it yet. But it basically goes together and makes an adorable box that can hold your A2 cards and somebody can open it and you've given them as a little gift. So that I'm going to definitely be playing with that soon. And here's some other things that we made today. I'm going to show you this other card, this other one that I really love too. I think that this simple one turned out beautiful. It's just glitter, looks awesome. All right, and then let's see if there's any other questions, anything else. Just make sure you say hi to Scrap Diva and thank her for giving us a gift card. It's always fun when we have something to give away, and I appreciate her sending me these supplies so that I could show them to you. I love showing some different companies so that you're aware of them, because we've got lots of little scrap companies, little crafty companies out there, and your purchase means so much to them. So I want them to get a little bit of recognition right now so that people can find, when they're wanting to buy lots of crafty items, they can find them. So here are all the things that we did. We did these cute little Santas today. We did our Holly Jolly. We picked the nice scripty Holly Jolly with that little bit of stitching around the edge. Gosh, it's so cute. Okay, and then we decorated our tree with the same thing that's inside here. We used a leftover bow from an Altenew live that I did. And then here's our original. So this one I did with gold, same sticker mix and same little embellishments over here. Thanks, Nancy. And then we did our fun, this one, I would say, I think the glass beads did better than this one. I think it might just be the satisfaction of the shaking of it that is really cool, because people like it. It's not that they move a ton, but they make a really cool noise. So thank you so much, Scrap Diva. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And remember, I will see you on Black Friday. That is in 1 week. I will be live starting at noon with Paper Tray Ink. We will be doing amazing sales that are only active while we're live and 1 hour after. So you definitely need to catch that in time if you want to take advantage of those sales. Thank you, Michelle. And everybody that won cards, make sure you email me. We have winners of at Kathy Fuller Designs, at May 5 Mauser, at Michelle Hogan. Those are the 3 winners. So make sure that you contact me. Hope you have a great day. And yes, Reva, make sure that I respond to your email. I'll look and see if I can find it. Have a great day, everybody. I hope to see you soon. Bye.